What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Magic and Andrew MMA betting show. We've got episode 69, Mackenzie Dern taking on Angela Overkill Hill. But before that, as always, we'll start at the bottom of the card. Best fight odds order with the first fight of the night. Takashi Sato taking on Themba Gorimbo. Magic, good to see you again. What do you got on this fight?
You are not in a hurry, right?
No.
Okay. You were talking very, very fast.
Oh, you think?
Yeah. Yeah, this is a good fight to
I'm
open the
just
card.
excited.
Classic binary matchup. Sato is like a left hand and not that much, but he's tough and he's like a shit Japanese version of Darren Till, don't you think?
I never thought of it that way, but I can see where you're coming from.
I think Gorimbo can have success grappling, and if he doesn't, he's probably going to die among terrible sufferings. I don't hate Gorimbo by submission or something like that. I don't hate doesn't go. Both maybe fighting for their job here. Sato for sure. Not sure about Gorimbo. I think it's going to be a good fight. I favor Gorimbo. I think he can get the fight down and work his African Jitsu. He's a knockboard guy, long arms. You know what I mean? He's one of these guys.
Yeah, Eileen Garimbo as well. I haven't bet it because the level of competition difference between them is pretty big. But Sato just proves time and time again he's not much of a grappler. He can be low volume on the feet, decent power. I don't rate Garimbo much as a striker, but I do think he's probably gets his fight to the ground more often than not. I mean, it should be a crime that Gunnar Nelson didn't submit him. That was crazy. Like he had that much dominant control time and didn't get any submissions. I really thought he was going to. Wouldn't be surprised if Greenbow submits him. Wouldn't be surprised if he controls him either. Sato really doesn't show too much urgency on bottom. I don't think he has a great get-up game. That being said, he is the better striker. I do think he has finishing upside on the feet. It's one of those situations like I probably would have taken a plus number, and it just never really got there. He's like minus 120 now. So I'm fine with passing this fight unless the line flips. But the pick is
Yeah,
Greenbow for me.
Nelson is the only guy to beat him without finishing him.
Yeah.
He has 6 losses, 5 finishes, 1 decision against Gunnar Nelson. I had submission, I think, minus 105 or plus
Mhm.
even, something like that. I thought I was stealing money, like literally. Guess what? I wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, how let me see this really quick. I want to see how long he controlled him for on the ground. He controlled him
15 minutes, bro.
for yeah, literally. Like, he had 8 minutes of control time. He went 3 for 3 on takedowns. It's just
Only 8 minutes?
yeah, which is I thought it was honestly
Re-
gonna be like
w-
11 or
I,
something like
I I
that.
swear that fight felt like Nelson took him down for 3 hours.
Yeah,
He was just hanging out on his back.
this is a
I
very
mean, he,
fair
he
point.
looked good against Fletcher. Fletcher is a good, powerful grappler, and Gorimbo has him in some trouble early. He got reversed in a ridiculous manner. I'm not sure what happened there. The commentators didn't know. They just made up that Gorimbo let something loose and Fletcher reversed him. I'm not sure what happened there. That there was an awkward reversal, but he's a competent grappler.
Yeah. What do you think about Natalia Silva taking on Victoria Leonardo? It is currently minus 1,000. Do you think that line's justified?
Honestly, yes, but I'm not going to bet it. This is the territory of like someone twist an ankle. It's MMA, a knock workout. Like there are not many situations where you want to be taking minus 1,000 straight in MMA, in my opinion. Yeah, I think she covers. Like, do I think she win? I think she wins this fight. I know it sounds ridiculous, but maybe 96, 97 times out of 100. Like, what is Leonardo going to do to this woman? This is
Hmm.
this is target practice. She's going to lead her up at will. If you take her to finish. I'm
Yeah.
done.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that she should be pretty comfortable here. I don't really see much of a path. Like, I guess if I were to try to make up a path in my head, it would be top time. But Natalia Silva, pretty good takedown defense. I would say that would be the path for Leonardo. She does get on top sometimes, but Silva way more athletic, stronger, fought off better takedowns than that. Um, I just don't think Silva has enough of a finishing urgency to take her inside the distance. Like it wouldn't surprise me if she just like 30-26 is there, just beats her up for 3 rounds, doesn't really chase a finish.
It's not competitive on the feet.
No, I agree. I
Like
agree. I just don't think
Leonardo is
she's
like one of
answer.
these women. With all due respect, but her striking is nothing close to UFC level. It's like she's like a
Mhm.
walking heavy bag. She doesn't. There's no striking defense there. Like If Silva wants, she can probably set her up for a highlight reel, like something a spinning shit or something. Leonardo is
Yeah.
really bad on the feet, and Silva is a talented striker.
Yeah, so both picking Silva here. I have no bets on it. I think you like Silva inside the distance. Now the people's main event this week. This is literally one of the most heated, disputed fights I've seen in a very long time. Between people I talk to, social media, etc. Chase Hooper versus Nick Fiore. I could start us off here. I leaned to the Fiore side when he was the underdog. I didn't pull the trigger, and now I'm just kind of fine with passing. But I've been shocked at how many super passionate takes are on both sides. On one hand, Fiore hasn't really fought anyone. On the other hand, Chase Hooper is a good grappler, but he's moving up to 155 pounds. He has no striking defense. His wrestling is subpar, and his UFC wins aren't very good either. So, Fiore, black belt, haven't seen a ton from him in MMA. I think it's pretty clear he's the better striker than Chase Hooper. But like I said, we just haven't really seen it against anyone of that caliber. But I think Hooper going up to 155 is also just probably not going to end well for him. He hasn't seemed to develop at the rate people thought he would in the UFC. Yeah, so for those reasons, I'm picking Fiore, but it's definitely not my most passionate take. Do you feel more strongly about this fight than I do?
I have like a question here. Do you think you could beat Chase Hooper in a boxing match?
I don't know. I guess
that's not an answer, Andrew. You're going to get deeper here.
maybe
yes
if
or
I
no?
trained for a while, I probably couldn't just get off the couch. I haven't boxed in
This is
5 years.
so coward. Like, you have 3 months to prepare. Okay, it's a boxing match for charity, for the orphan kids. After the Field House event, it was a success, and now it's the second event of Magic FC. Gompas versus Cooper. 6 rounds of boxing.
I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely like bigger than he is. I haven't boxed in a really long time.
Bro, this man could not evade a punch if he tried. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, he does.
How can you be so? How can you be so tall and so have that reach and you get hit with everything? It's the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen in my life. I think Fiore can get like. I think he's going to make Fiore look like a world-class boxer. Honestly, like,
yeah, I mean, he makes everyone else.
His wrestling is non-existent. His boxing is non-existent. His defense is non-existent. He has good jiu-jitsu. How he gets people there? Either he gets beat up and somehow like tangles people into awkward clinches and shit, or he gets hurt and people follow him down. His wins are garbage. Daniel Taymor should be in prison for losing to this guy. Peter Barrett was looking like a minus 300 favorite against this man. Come on. And then he got caught in a heel hook. Come on, give me a break. This guy, he's not good at all. He's moving up in weight now. I mean, all Fiore needs to do is keep the fight standing, be disciplined, and he's going to look like fucking prime Miguel Cotto here. I think he's going to murder him. Would I be shocked if he got dragged down or not really? But Fiore is a black belt, and I think he's a legit one. Like, I think he can hang with Cooper more than hang with him. Cooper is a good grappler, but he was grappling much smaller people, and Fiore is a legit black belt. He used to train with Gordon Ryan. I mean, I think he's going to be fine. Yeah, I think Fiore is going to let him up standing.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how this fight plays out. Next up, Ilir Latifi versus Rodrigo Nascimento. I've got a contrarian take here. I know a lot of people like Nascimento this week. I'm actually on the Latifi side. Nascimento never faced a takedown attempt in his entire UFC career. Latifi, yeah, can be low volume on the feet. He's on the older side, but he probably has he's a decent hitter on the feet when he does throw punches. And Nascimento, is not a durable guy. He doesn't have good striking defense. I think if Nascimento shoots, Latifi's live for a guillotine. I mean, Nascimento puts his head right in there. Latifi's very hard to wrestle. Corey Anderson, who's wrestling I rate pretty highly, really couldn't take down Latifi. So I like the big dog number on Latifi. I actually am picking him out, right? It could lose. I mean, he is not a full-size heavyweight. He is on the older side. I do understand some of the concerns. But, yeah, I like the Latifi side here. I think you're on the other side, right?
Yeah, I like Nascimento to win this fight. I have had a conversation with myself, like a long conversation. Is it physically possible for Nascimento to submit this man who doesn't have a neck and is much shorter. I'm trying to imagine this on the ground. I've came to the conclusion that Nascimento can roll an arm triangle here. I think
a
he
lot
can.
of conversation with yourself.
Yeah, this fight has happened like 25 times in my head already. Latifi only gets to him a couple early. I think Latifi has like 2 or 3 big explosions, but Higas is horribly. He's very old. His last fight against Oleinik was horrible. I mean, Oleinik was letting him up on the feet. I mean, come on. That's a bad look. Nascimento is not like a distance runner or anything, but he's much bigger, much better jiu-jitsu. Unless he gets hit very hard early or somehow gets stuck on bottom, I think this is his fight to lose. Nascimento by submission seems like a gigantic number here. Maybe he cannot choke him because he doesn't have a fucking neck or whatever. Okay, it's a big number for a good jiu-jitsu player against a guy that is going to die by himself. The death man rear naked choke is live here. You just have to fight Latifi. Like, have you never seen these exhaustion hunters in Africa or distant? They are like hunting something and running after it until it gets exhausted, because we are supposed to be the best long distance runner in the planet, the humans. I bet you didn't know that. Better than the wolves. You have never seen this?
Never.
Bro, there is like a tribe of black people in Africa. And they
how
just run.
Into this fight again? I don't even know how we've gotten this far. Like,
bro, they just run behind a fucking antelope or something for like, I don't know, 40 miles until the fucking thing like drops to the floor. And then they go and kill it. This is true. You have to find it.
How is that related to this fight? I already forgot how we got
That's
here.
what Nascimento, an elite athlete with cardio and pace, is going to do to Latifi. He's going to get him into really deep waters.
Nascimento's cardio is terrible. He almost blew that Bozier fight. I know we both bet him there.
Nascimento's cardio is horrible, but next to Latifi, he's fucking Mo Farah.
No.
Yeah.
It's going to be a sloppy fight where you're going to be like, damn, I want to be on the underdog here.
They are going to be both dodging, and Latifi is never going to see the Fat-Jitsu coming to end his life. What was racist about what I said?
I don't know. What do you think about Orion Kosei versus Gilbert Urbina? There was some big line movement here. A lot of people on the Urbina side. Curious if you have anything.
Which fight are we talking about?
Kosei versus Urbina.
Okay. You got me confused there.
How?
Your pronunciation of Hispanic names. I don't know. That sounded halfway racist, Andrew. The way you said that.
Should I roll the R a little bit? Urbina.
The N was better before, but the R was pretty good there. It's like Urbina. Urbina is like the hipster bet of the week, right? Everybody's on this man. By the way, people are betting on him. That was a good comment. This is just the bad one. The way people are betting Urbina, you would guess he's from Dagestan or something. I don't know. Everybody's on him. I think that doesn't go solid because he just extended last fight to a decision. Shouldn't really have gone to decision, but I think that was his first decision ever, right? Or the second. Yeah, I think Urbina by submission is not a bad number, but not really wide. Kose by knockout is a bit wide, in my opinion, plus 350. I didn't play it, but Kose has power. He's going to swing here. I like that doesn't go. I wouldn't be surprised either way, but I'm not sure why people are so confident in Urbina. Like, this is not a good fighter. He's just average everywhere, pretty durable. And it's not like Kose cannot come out here, bleach the guy, and finish him or something like that. I think it's a relatively low-level fight for the UFC. Should be a good fight. I just have doesn't go.
Yeah, I lean that way as well. As far as a pick, I very unconfidently will take Urbina, but I do think Kosei, like a lot of people are saying, like, yeah, Kosei has bad cardio, this, that, but Urbina's cardio is pretty bad too. I mean, he gassed in the second round of his last fight. He's coming off of a layoff. Yeah, There's gonna be a tweet in a few
It's very
days.
possible Kose has a strong round 3 here. I think people are reading this the other way, but Kose doesn't really super gas or anything like that. Last fight was a good look for him in that way, in
Yeah,
that
I think
sense.
his cardio is not. I mean, he was also fighting Blood Diamond. To be fair.
And Blood Diamond is like a deadly striker. Just it's one of these strikers that just his presence tires you. You know what I mean? Just the pressure of having to strike with him.
No, I don't know what you mean.
Like Adesanya, it's basically the
Like,
same.
yeah, him and Adesanya have a lot in common. But yeah, I don't really know. I think Kosei could get top time here potentially, but I do think he could gas. I don't really think Urbina is a great striker, but I think he's a better striker than Kosei, and he actually looks to initiate grappling in some of his fights. I don't really think he could grapple Kosei, and again, on the flip side, I think he could gas if he grapples hard. So, just a fight I don't really want to be involved with, but for pick's sake, I'll take Urbina. I don't mind your bet on the doesn't go the distance because I feel like both these guys are live to finish and get finished.
Yeah, those are the best bets where you are watching a fight and just want anyone to die at any moment. Best bets.
Also, the most frustrating sometimes too.
No, but those are the best because you can. Sometimes I bet on someone I'm rooting for a bong, but only one way. When it's every exchange, you have the possibility of winning. It's like the best.
Yeah, and on the flip side, I hate betting overs because every time a punch lands, I'm like,
It's
oh
horrible.
shit, he almost got knocked out. I actually hate betting overs.
When I bet decisions, I'm like, I hate my fucking life. This is ridiculous. I don't want to even watch it.
I had over in the Douglas Lima fight last week. Every time he kicked his leg, I was like, it's gonna be a leg kick TKO. It's gonna be a leg kick TKO.
How about my boy Douglas? He had him on skates. I
That was a
don't
good
know how
win.
he survived.
That was a good win. Nice to see him get back in the win column. Yes, I 100% would.
Yeah, he's going to fuck up this bum. What's his name? Johnny Evelyn. Yeah, say bye to that belt, Johnny.
Carolina Kovalevich taking on Vanessa Demopoulos. I like the Carolina side here. Better striker, fought better competition. She's getting up there in age, but she's really lost to like that cream of the crop, the Alexa Grassos, the Yan Xiaonans. Demopoulos, good jiu-jitsu, but not much of a wrestler. Off the top of my head, I think she went 0 for 5 on takedowns against Aldrich and 1 for 7 on takedowns in the fight before that. Not Oliveira. Who am I missing? I'm ripping this off the top of my head. Who'd she fight before Oliveira?
Demopoulos?
Yeah.
Silvana Gomez Juarez. She won by armbar.
No, that was her first fight. And I had Gomez Suarez, and I was watching that fight, and I was like, knocked her down easy. And I'm like, no. I remember we talked about that fight for a while, and I was like,
yeah, I told you what was going to happen. You didn't want to listen to me.
It was Jinyu Frey. Yeah, Jinyu Frey. I literally just pulled it up, but people are saying it in the comments. Yeah, and that fight was a robbery too. She should have lost that fight. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. We're getting we're getting a fighter at like minus 130 who's gonna be the better minute winner, who's fought the better competition. I get that she's on the older side, but Demopoulos is not necessarily a spring chicken either. She's 34. She's smaller. Carolina has a 5.
Demopoulos has a lot of miles on her. Yeah.
Look, I'm not gonna say that, but I'm not gonna not say that too. But yeah, she does have a lot of miles on her as well, so I guess I am gonna say it. But yeah, I'm on Carolina here. What do you got? I can't post that one. Sorry.
Isn't that Jitterson guy like your nemesis? That guy you always are arguing with on Twitter?
No,
the one that said you look sexy. Hey, no, I'm Andrew, but you look sexy. Not good or nice or handsome, sexy. That's it.
No, I don't think so, unless we have a beef that I'm unaware of.
Yeah, I think it's that guy, but okay.
Let me check.
I like the doesn't go here. Everybody's parlaying the over. This is going to be a stupid fight. Carolina fights like he was fucking George St. Pierre. And she is like she has that confidence of not realizing that you suck. Last fight was low-key impressive. But she's a sucker for armbars. Her grappling, lots of mistakes. Demopoulos is like she thrives in chaos, you know. For many years she has been thriving in chaos. This is going to be a stupid fight. Demopoulos hits hard too. Carolina always brings high pace. I like that doesn't go. Plus 195 seems like a really big number here to me. I would make it like even or something. Honestly, I think this number is very big. But yeah, it's a women's fight, so I don't want to go bananas on it.
I will say this: Demopoulos is hard to knock out. There's
Yeah,
no.
but she is good at finishing people.
I was trying to avoid saying. I don't know if you could tell. I was literally trying to avoid. Like I was trying to choose my words carefully. Andy Bohm is.
Remember that one bad clip and you are out of SPN forever. Remember this.
I'm never going to ESPN. Clip that. Never going to ESPN. Hey, ESPN, don't pick up the phone. What do you think about? I actually know what you think about this fight. You're turning on your boy Mahashate. Vyacheslav Borshev was supposed to come on this podcast one time, didn't, and I've always rooted against him since.
Andrew hates him so bad for that. He's a nice guy.
What do you have on this fight? I think you like the Borshev side too, right?
This guy won in Contenders, and literally all I said was, "Hey man, congratulations? Do you want to come on the pod and this and that?" And he was talking to me like he was my friend for many years. Yeah, I will do it. Blah, blah. And then one day he suddenly said, "No, I cannot do it because my manager, who I assume is that fucking Hobbit Uriah Faber, said no, I'm doing too much media." And he said sorry twice, like sorry, bro. It's a UFC fighter apologizing to me. I'm not a nobody for not coming on our podcast. He's a nice guy. Other people don't even answer, you know. Yeah, but
we
you
haven't tried
hate
to
him.
get a guest on in forever.
What?
I said we haven't tried to get a guest on in forever. Now, if he wanted to come on, I would say no.
I would say yes. That's like a very Italian trait for you to have this sense of treason, of vendetta.
It's just in my blood. I can't help it.
Yeah, I think this is the. You think this is a close fight, right?
No.
I think Borsev is going to let him up. Like the only concern here is Borsev is somehow a bit fragile. He looks sometimes, but like the boxing is not remotely close. Majestate is a legend, big right hand, but this Borsev is going to look like an Olympic boxer here, bro. To the body, to the head, Ali shuffle, whatever he wants. I don't think Majestate can really wrestle him. I think Borsev is going to look here. To look good here. If he gets taken down, he should be able to get up here. This is not Mike Davis or he fought good wrestlers. And he beat a good wrestler in Dakota Bush, who people act like he's a bum, but he's a good fighter.
Who?
And a good grappler. Dakota Bush. Yeah.
I like the way you say his name.
Was it wrong? Dakota Bush?
Oh, it's good.
Haiti Bush?
Yeah,
that's his nickname, right?
Mm-hmm.
Horrible nickname. No, I like Slava here. I think he gets a body shot knockout or something.
Yeah, I like Slava also. Obviously, we've seen his weakness in the past is his grappling, but Mahashate has literally never attempted a takedown in the UFC, let alone secured one. Mahashate was outlanded by Rafa Garcia at distance, who is not nearly as good of a striker as Borshev. Your boy, shout out your boy, bet Rafa Garcia there. And he was like dead even on distance strikes with his Contender Series opponent, who's like not UFC caliber. Meanwhile, Borshev like tripled Mike Davis at distance. And it was the grappling that was the whole. But Mahashate never attempted a takedown. Not as good of a boxer, not as good of a kickboxer. I think this is Slava here. So I'm on him. I'm picking him to get the win. Insane comment. Next up, we've got Diego Ferreira versus Michael Johnson. I don't even know where to start with this fight.
Instant classic.
I can see it going a number of ways, but I'll let you go first. What are you thinking here?
Like every scenario leads to Michael Johnson looking like Muhammad Ali and then getting heel hooked. My algorithm has determined that Michael Johnson is going to somehow get heel hooked.
You remember the Moises fight, the Thiago Moises fight?
Yeah, I had Moises by submission. That was easy money. That was like easy money. Everybody was like, "Oh, he was killing him. He was it. He was that." Bro, Moises was just waiting for an entry. I don't think he threw a punch.
No, he didn't. He didn't. I was like, "Oh."
He was just like, "I'm going to get my entry and fuck him up." Yep. That was ridiculous. Johnson had no idea what was going on with his leg. He's been doing MMA for like 20 years. How the fuck do you get so deep so fast? And I mean, he's an hilarious character, Michael Johnson. I love him.
Yeah, he
obviously has an advantage here in the sense of speed. Probably one punch knockout power too. Has a big left hand. I mean, it's the same story as always with Johnson. good boxing, good counter ability, very fast, power. He's kind of a quitter. He can gas. And Ferreira, yeah, he's all coming off a layoff, but Ferreira has been fighting the who's who of the division and some monster grapplers, Gamrod, Dariush. He's going to have a gigantic advantage grappling here, and he's persistent. Like his pace is good. He goes for it consistently. I think if Ferreira gets him down with time on the clock, the fight is pretty much over, in my opinion. I think he rapes him on the mat. Would I be shocked if Ferreira gets hit very hard and he loses by knockout? Not really. He's hittable and he takes risks and he's old. But I think this is his fight to lose. If he avoids a big punch early, I think he can drag him down and do whatever he wants, basically, on the ground.
Yeah, I'm picking Ferreira as well. Not as confidently as you, but I think the age is a concern, the layoff's a concern. Don't really like his cardio. Michael Johnson, he's one of those guys. His first layer of takedown defense is good. But once the fight's actually on the mat or someone's kind of chaining together grappling sequences is where he kind of starts to look lost. So I do think CDF could finish him on the mat pretty quickly if he gets there, and that's why I think him being the favorite's right. But it's just not a chance I want to take when I almost said Michael Jackson. Michael Johnson's been the more active fighter and better striker, has a good first layer of takedown defense. So I'm picking CDF, but not confidently. I don't hate the under either. I could see either guy finishing.
Michael is 36 too. And Ferreira, like, chain wrestles.
He's a lot of miles on him.
He gets on a leg and he chain wrestles. I think this is going to look like the Pettis fight, honestly.
It could, but it has been a while since that Pettis fight. So that's my personally my hesitancy.
Everybody is very concerned about Ferreira looking old or because of the layoff and all that. Ferreira was on all the juice, and his wife is a professional bodybuilder. I don't think he's going to look out of gas or anything. Maybe he gets hit very hard, but his condition is going to be all right, I think.
Yeah, fair enough. Next up, Andre Fialho versus Joaquin Buckley. I'm on Buckley here at an earlier price. I think that, yeah, remember that guy? He was the best. I think that Buckley has a lot of advantages here. He's coming down to 170, which I think is a good move for him because a fight like the Imavov fight, Imavov just simply too big for him. But Buckley, better striking stats. If anyone's going to mix in a takedown, it's going to be him. He's fought a better level of competition. Like I said, he was fighting bigger guys up at 185. Better cardio than Fialho. I do think both guys can land big, but I do think Buckley has the higher chance of landing big. I think Fialho has sketchy durability, sketchy cardio. He kind of just plods forward. He hits hard, like I mentioned, but he doesn't have great defense. So I like Buckley here. I think he ends up getting a knockout. Do you have anything on this fight?
Yeah, Fialho is a dog. You know he will fight for your money. I think he's going to get knocked out again, but he's a dog. I like that doesn't go. Buckley is a guy that gets his edge against people with his speed in and out, and he has power, but he was really undersized at 185. He should be better at 170, but against a guy like Fialho, who he's not much of a counter puncher, but he's a gamer, he's going to go for it. And he gets into a lot of 50-50 exchanges. Buckley against a big power puncher that is going to go for it. I don't know if you want to take him at this price. I think Buckley is going to knock him out, but I wouldn't be shocked if it's the other way. I like the doesn't go. It's a little bit used. I think I got minus 225, something like that. But yeah, nothing huge.
What do you
Fialho
think?
really is an under machine, so should be fine.
What do you think at the under 1.5 of the under 1.5 at plus money?
Define plus money.
Plus 100.
That's short, I think. Fialho sometimes takes a good couple bonks before finally going down, He has been knocked out really bad a couple times now. Like Salikov beat his ass bad. I don't know what was that fight, and Jake Matthews put it on him too.
I bet both of them against Fialho. I've been a Fialho fader for a long time now, and I'm going back to the well here. So let's see.
I have knockout on both too. Fialho has been a money train, like the reverse money train. Gets knocked out for you.
Next up, interesting fight at 115 pounds. Emily Ducat taking on Lupi Godinez. I could start this one off. I was very conflicted on this fight. I initially was like positive I was going to bet Godinez. Everything like stats wise, analytics wise, I was all lean to her, but just a gut feeling kept me off. I feel like her poor fight IQ can't go unnoticed. On one hand, I was like, okay, if anyone's going to get takedowns here, it's Godinez. From a market perspective, they both fought Angela Hill, except Godinez was minus 330 against Hill, and Ducat was minus 130 against Hill. Stats wise, Godinez competed way better against Hill than Ducat did. So on the surface, I was like, okay, this is a short price here. But then when I thought about it more, I felt like Hill had success against Ducat because of her pressure. And I just don't think Godinez is going to come forward like that. I think she's probably going to give Ducat the fight she wants, which is a distance striking match. And I think that's a close fight, probably a toss up. If Godinez does decide to wrestle, that's her path to victory the easiest. I think she could mix in takedowns. I'm not sure she'll necessarily ride out rounds on top, but it'll probably be enough to swing the scorecards, especially when she's making Ducat think about the wrestling. It'll help her stand up. So long story short, I think Godinez is going to win, but I can't lay this kind of price on her due to the fact that I think she has poor fight IQ, and I do think that she's probably going to give Ducat the fight that she wants. So I thought about this fight for a really long time just to pass. Do you have any bets on this, or are you passing also?
I bet Emily Ducote. I think it's Ducote actually, right? Maybe Ducote because it's French. It doesn't have a tick, so it's Ducote. I'm so well cultured, like Homer Simpson says. I bet her against Angela Hill, and that was peak autism, bro. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? One of the worst performances I have ever seen. That was ridiculous. I'm not sure what was going on there because she's a decent striker. She's a good kicker, good boxing. Yeah, he's right. Like, Godinez has a gigantic path to victory grappling here. Like, she can look minus 1,000 if she grapples heavy. Is she going to do it? I don't know. Welcome to the Godinez experience. Again.
The
I think
funniest is the fights that she should wrestle, she doesn't. And the fights where she shouldn't wrestle,
yeah.
she does.
But
It's like a
even
flip-flop.
then, I mean, she's hittable, but she's a powerhouse and she hits hard and can box a little bit. The problem I see with her is her trainers, like, what the fuck are they doing and watching and saying? People are like, oh, you think you could do a better job? Yes, I do. I do think I could do a better job if I was in the corner. Like, the advice is completely underwhelming. What are you watching? It's ridiculous. I think she needs to change gyms. She trains in Canada. Her sister is an Olympic wrestler, I think. That's why she's so good, too. Maybe not Olympic, but she's definitely a world class wrestler. I think if she wrestles, she's going to like fucking destroy her. But if she doesn't, it's anyone's fight on the feet. Maybe Ducot can work the leg kicks and all that. Godinez inside is a gigantic number, and she's a good grappler when she gets on top. Yeah, saying that's a gigantic number. Makes no sense. But if she doesn't wrestle, welcome to the Godinez experience again. God knows what happens. So yeah, if you want to roll the dice, inside plus 800, gigantic price. Yeah, she's getting paid a lot, bro. And if she's one day in a awkward situation or your contract this, your contract that, she's getting paid. And if the UFC people love shitting on the UFC, but if you do them favors, they treat you well after. It has happened a lot of times.
Yeah, I agree. So that concludes. No. We have the main event. I was going to say that concludes everything besides the main event. But we have Hernandez Shabazian, which is a very interesting fight. Fluffy's your guy. What do you think here?
I'm going to let you start because I know you are going to say something really square here. So I want you to go first, and then I'm going to go at you.
No, I mean, I think that Hernandez justified favorite could get dicey early, but the later it goes, the better for him. Huge cardio edge. He puts a pace on people. Doesn't have the best top control, but he'll just wear on you. He's going to attempt a bunch of takedowns. We've seen Shabazian wilt before to wrestling pressure. That being said, it was against some of the better wrestlers in the division, such as Derek Brunson. But I think his cardio at this point, it's just obvious it's not where it should be, whereas Hernandez weaponizes pace. I don't think Hernandez is going to pose much of a threat early. I do think he could pour it on late. I think he could finish late. I kind of like the over 1.5, minus 140, minus 150, just because like Hernandez being minus 200 and the over being minus 140 doesn't really make much sense. I feel like it's all Hernandez late if Shabazian doesn't knock him out early. So pick is Hernandez. I lean the over 1.5.
You didn't bet Shabazian?
Mm-mm.
You told me you did, or you were going to.
I told you I was kidding. I was
You
like,
see,
oh,
Andrew
I was
does
like,
this
I'm
all
gonna
the
max.
time. He
I was
was
telling
trying
you I
to
was
get
gonna
me to
max
bet
bet
Sebastian. Like, he does this all the time.
it. I was just teasing you. I was like, I'm gonna max bet Shabazian here. He's gonna win easily. I told you
Yeah,
I was kidding.
I told you something. I don't remember. What did I told you? Something crazy, probably.
No, you were like you made a good point. You said that there's probably like the biggest cardio gap in the division, like the best cardio versus the worst
Bro,
cardio.
everybody too on Twitter is saying like, yeah, like they are the sharpest guy in the world. Yeah, live bet Fluffy after one round, bro.
Yeah,
If
that's
if
not
if
gonna
this
work.
goes one round, Fluffy is going to be minus 300 live
Yeah,
or minus 400.
I agree.
Sebastian obviously needs to crack him early. I have also seen people say, "Oh, Kevin Holland knocked him out." Kevin Holland didn't knock him out. He needs him to deliver. Those are very different things, I think. He
Yeah,
looks durable when he gets hit, honestly. Yeah, Sebastian is big and is talented, but he has no fucking cardio. Like when he gets forced to work, when has he looked good against Dalcha Lungiambula, who probably has worse cardio and no process at all, and it's just a mess of a fighter. Hernandez, there, I'm serious right now. I think there is a distinct possibility this man is the best 185 pounder in the world. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. I'm not joking. The pace is fucking ridiculous, bro. And he's a very, very good grappler. Not wrestler, not jiu-jitsu. Very good MMA grappler. It's going to be him and Malcolm for the belt very soon, most likely. I think he's going to pace Edman like every way he wants. Get in, take a couple bonks, exchange a couple, single leg, chain, takedown, grind on him, fluffy jitsu. You know, fluffy jitsu is when you get the good position but jump the guillotine anyway. That's his move, the power guillotine from the side. And then he gets you again. It's all a trick. Like he gives you the position so you get up and then he takes you down again. And then he tries another fluffy guillotine. He's so good, man. This guy is very, very good. People think I'm joking, but I'm serious when I say he may be the best. He's very good. Obvious bets are late round props for him. Submission. If he dies, he dies. It's a fight. Round one, anything can happen. But yeah, there is a big chance he looks like a gigantic favorite here, in my opinion. So yeah, why not? It's Fluffy era. And then we get Bo Nickel. That's when things get interesting. Bo Nickel, where you at?
I knew you were gonna end up mentioning him.
Bro, plus 200 for all my money. If they give me plus 200 on Fluffy versus Bo Nickel, all in, or then I change careers.
I think you'd probably get plus 200 there, honestly.
Against Bo Nickel?
Yeah, probably.
Who said that, brother? Bo Nickel has to beat Treshan Gore first, and then we talk.
Then we'll talk. Main event time: Angela Hill versus Mackenzie Dern. I don't remember if we broke this one down last time it was made, but fights moved from 3 rounds to 5, which I guess favors Dern. Just more opportunities to find a submission. Thank you, Andrew. That's a great name. I lean Dern, not confidently. I find her fights pretty difficult to cap. She's obviously going through a lot of personal issues, but Angela Hill, 500 level UFC fighter, the better striker, getting up there in age. So yeah, I'm picking Dern to eventually find a submission on the mat because Hill's not a great grappler, but Dern's not a great wrestler. So it's a tricky fight for me. I'm all around passing, but I will say I feel like one of these lines is wrong. I feel like either the total's wrong or the money line's wrong because how could Dern be minus 165 and the under is plus 120? You know what I mean? Like I feel like if Dern wins, it's probably a submission, right?
Yeah, it feels like Dern inside and Hill money line is kind of a free ride.
That's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah, for a moment I considered Angela Hill, but then I had like a shiver down my spine, and instantly I took that idea out. The reality is she has been taken down. Her last fights, I was looking at it. Loma Bume took her down. Gadella took her down. Watterson took her down. Joder took her down twice. Tecia Torres took her down. Jandirova took her down 3 times. Godinez took her down. What was that?
Nothing.
The only fighters that have not taken her down lately have been Amanda Lemus, who doesn't try really, and Ducote. So yeah, why not? I think, I mean, Dern makes shit happen. Her wrestling is not good, but her jiu-jitsu is otherworldly, and she makes shit happen, and she has a good single leg where when she's fresh, I think she can get it down. And Dern inside plus 150 is not a bad line. If she doesn't get it, fuck it. Angela Hill maybe can run away with the fight late on points, but she doesn't really finish fights. And then people hate her kind of outside of the jiu-jitsu in terms of fighting style, but she kind of punches hard and she's a dog, you know. She goes for it and she gets into exchanges and she throws hard. She throws from the hip. She has a lot of dog in her. I think she's going to get the fight down and probably roll an armbar or something like that.
Cool.
And I hope, because I don't want to watch 5 rounds of Angela Hill. If this wasn't Dern, who is like relatively good looking, people would probably walk out after Shabasian versus Hernandez. Probably.
I don't even know what peptides are.
Drugs.
Oh. We could save that conversation for another day.
Were you on pets when you were wrestling? Like on performance enhancers?
No. No, I would never do that. Any questions? Leave them in here. 160 viewers, guys. Get us some likes. We've been low on the likes lately. It's making me feel bad about Magic. I know you guys love me, but you got to show him some support. Too,
makes me real sad. Bro, this guy, yeah. You want to talk about the telephone? Yeah, it's not a telephone. Everybody knows at this point that this is not a telephone, bro. This is to open the door at my house and to talk with Dana, to confirm we still have plans for Belal. Every day we talk on this phone. I'm like, Dana, good morning. The plans are still up? And he's like, yeah, we have plans for Belal. I'm like, okay, boss. He's my uncle, Dana.
We were getting 500 at one point. You think? I don't even know who that is. I haven't seen it yet. Have you?
I'm going to watch it, but I have not watched it yet.
Yeah, Sam.
Yeah.
What do you think about this fight?
I think Corey beats him. But that's not going to be very popular, and I'm going to get a good number.
Yeah, I think you will also. I don't really have any feelings yet. Need to look at it. This is like asking
Mam or that
comparison.
Malkoun is better than people realize. It's not only a legend, but yeah, I think Fluff is real good, man. If he was jacked, people would be masturbating over Fluffy Hernandez, the next contender. But he's like a Mexican guy with tattoos and a bit flabby. So people are like, oh yeah, he can kind of grapple. Bro, this guy can fucking fight. He's very good.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna take Haney, but I have to tape it still.
What else? He's going to take Haney at minus what?
What are the odds? Whatever it is, it's not wide enough.
Haney's upside is probably looking even here.
No, looking even is his upside? Come on.
Yeah, because he cannot end the fucking, I don't know, the doorman of his building. He cannot end it. Like he has no power. He's a pillow puncher. He clinches 70 times per fight, and Lomachenko is the best footwork probably I have ever seen since Floyd. It's going to be a close fight, and he's chinny. Yeah, I think it's Lomachenko or pass. If this had been like 4 years ago and Haney was like plus 300, he would have been the side.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to like the
now Haney will win a fucking split, and Andrew will come here next week to tell me how much he knows about boxing.
Listen, I had one boxing prediction this year, and I got the
I knew you was going to say that. You were going to say that.
1-0.
I heard Usman is fighting Hamzat in Abu Dhabi.
That's a fight.
I'm not sure if this is true. I don't know if my sources here are super legit, but that's what I heard. Hamzat versus Usman. And I think Adesanya is going to fight Jamal Hill. That's my pick because there is no one else in Australia.
I like that. I think that could happen for sure.
I mean, there could be like 8 weeks between Duplessis and Whitaker and the pay-per-view event in Australia. That's too short. That is no camp for a 5-round fight. I don't think they can do it so fast.
Do you have any opinion on this? I don't even know what it is.
Katie Taylor.
Who she's fighting this weekend?
I guess that I didn't even know she was fighting this week.
Man.
Yeah, women's boxing is booming.
I get a 2020. I'll start thinking of my 2024 one. Oh no, I already know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be who's the Australian guy that we like that's funny?
Cambosos?
No, maybe he's not Australian. He just fought. He fought the old guy.
Oh my god, you think Rolly Romero is Australian?
Raleigh versus Ryan Garcia. That's the fight.
Rolly
That's the fight I want to see in 2024.
Rolly Romero, best walkout of the year in boxing, in my opinion, last year against Davis. He came out to Prince like, what's this song? Oh, I forgot the name. He came out to Prince. That was a great walkout. Yeah, incredible that you thought this guy was Australian. Basically, because he's like the most Dominican looking person in the world.
I was mixing him up with Cambosos. See, now everyone's jumping on the train. You guys, we had the opportunity to bet against us.
Roy the Kiwi Romero.
He got the worst finish I've ever seen last week or 2 weeks ago.
Bro, it was insane.
They just jumped in out of nowhere and stopped that.
What was insane was that people were saying that the other guy was robbed because he was up on the cards. You know, like after that round, he was going to be up on 2 cards, Rolly up on other, and 1 card was going to be a 1-point card, and he was like super tired. He was hurt. He got legit hurt before in the round and then went down. It was kind of a push, but he was hurt. And then Romero was going after him, and I don't know what was that stoppage. That looked so corrupt, but Romero, like Rolly, was going to knock him out soon. And that was round 9, bro. Or round 8. Round 8 or round 9? I don't know. People are crazy saying that Barroso was going to win. That's ridiculous.
I think it's a good move for him.
Yeah. Who is the trainer there, Andrew?
Let me think of his name. Hang on. Give me a minute. It'll come to me.
You are Googling it.
I'm not. My hands are right here.
This guy's shameless.
Derek James.
Yeah, you knew it, right? You had it like right here.
It was on the tip of my tongue. I knew it.
Yeah, good camp.
Oh man, I think Carolina beats the Panthers this series, but I don't know about the West.
That's hockey, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea about hockey. I'm on the Lakers.
Carolina series price is short. I think at -135, -140.
I have the Lakers plus 4.5 plus 110. Le Damp and the boys. Ooh.
Someone who I respect, NBA sent out Lakers plus 5.5 and under for tonight. I didn't bet it, but
I agree. That's good. Those are good bets. Like, do you want my expert breakdown here? My basketball expertise?
You've been watching a lot. I can tell by your Twitter.
Whole players, bro. Like, if there's money in it, I can watch chimpanzees fight.
Yeah, I hear you.
The Lakers played a great second half, and the Nuggets played like an all-time game, bro. That was ridiculous. They scored 71 first half. They shot 50% from 3 first half. Jokic had 12 rebounds in 9 minutes. I was losing my mind. But yeah, the second half, the Lakers kind of dominated. And LeBron, like, threw the game because he's just fucking stupid with his nonsense 3 attempt, and then he lost the ball. But yeah, close. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game with good defense, and the Lakers. I'm picking the Lakers to win the game, honestly. But just cover for me. Yeah, Jimmy Butler, bro. Jordan Jr. He's so fucking clutch. Haven't you heard this conspiracy theory that he's Jordan's son, Michael Jordan's son? Bro, you need to look it up. That's like too many coincidences. And he looks the same and moves the same. Like he plays like a 90s player. Yeah, he's so good, Jimmy Butler. Yeah, the reffing is fucking insane. Honestly, the referee is probably catching rebounds for the Lakers tonight. Yeah, like the NBA wants Celtics versus Lakers. Like, it's obvious.
You would like that documentary on Netflix of the guy who was an NBA ref who was like telling people what to bet on games. The craziest part is everyone thinks he was like rigging games, but if you look at if like they do ratings for all of the refs, his rating was like super good. Like they said he was a good ref every year. So I think he was just sharp. He got a raw deal. He was just sharp, and they were
Blame
they
the
were just
game, not the player.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like he was hitting like 65%, they were saying, like 70%. He
Well,
wasn't even betting his own games. He was just telling them what to bet on like other
yeah.
games. Like it's just
You,
sharp.
you see that tweet that I quoted of the
Which one?
referee when Jimmy Butler made the basket?
Nah.
That's ridiculous, bro. Like the guy makes the layup or whatever that's named, and the
Yeah,
referee goes like, "Oh,
yeah.
crazy!" And I think he put
This
them
is
up like it was like 7 or 9 up with one and a half left or something. Bro, you know I'm not like a big crazy conspiracy guy or something in terms
you
of
are.
rigging, not in rigging sports. And it's like it's an easy sport to rig. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the referee calls are in the moment and subjective, and it's
Yeah.
so obvious when they do it. Like yesterday, the referees were favoring the Celtics, like clearly, and it's like every fucking game they have a side. It's ridiculous. I 100% expect tonight the referees to favor the Lakers. Yeah, it was like the referee made it so obvious. But it was ridiculous. You need to see it. It's on my timeline. He's like literally like this. Oh, like come on, Jimmy Butler again. But yeah, I'm going to be cheering for every fucking rigging today again, in favor of the Lakers. Every not called foul, every everything.
We got a week off from UFC next week.
I think we should do. It's a very long time since we last did like a special episode and let people hop in.
Road to UFC. We're gonna tape all the Asian fights and come talk about it.
Road to being a famous podcaster before you start your own. Come hang out here like Dana White Contender Series, Magic Podcaster Series. Do you want to be a famous person, a micro niche internet celebrity? Come hang out here and prove that you can. I hope Italian American Michael Jackson comes back. Pumba, all the legends.
Me too.
But I'm already an expert in various martial arts. What do you mean one? If I touch Phil Hoss, he will be dead. Just with a Bruce Lee jab.
The correct answer to this is fluffy jitsu.
It's
100%.
that's like a never-ending debate. People love to talk about that. What is the best martial art and all that. The best martial art, like Jorge Masvidal said, is a 100 dash, a fast one, like a good 100 feet dash. No, it depends. It's not the same one-on-one or with a referee or in the streets or 3 people fighting at the same time. Or it's probably boxing, honestly, or jiu-jitsu. But wrestling, one-on-one, it has to be wrestling. Chase
Yeah,
Cooper, I don't know. I don't know. His mechanics are so bad. Like he's not as tight as me with the right hand. Like I'm going to present you another scenario, okay? And you are going to understand what I'm saying. Like if Chase Cooper and me went at each other like power slap, but full punches with the right hand, standing in front of each other like 3 shots, who will
yeah.
you think would win? One each.
I don't
Until
know.
one goes down.
Never seen you throw a punch before, so I'm not really sure.
Bro, look at my head. This is like the Julio Cesar Chavez model. Look at the size of this head. I'm built for combat.
You look like you could take a shot for sure.
I have a huge head. If headbutts were allowed, I would be in Bellator or something. Like just destroying Johnny Evelyn from bottom. People are probably saying insane shit about me on Discords and everything. Oh, this man can beat Hoss. He thinks he can beat Hoss. Bro, I genuinely believe I can box with Chase Cooper. Box. I'm not saying grapple or jiu-jitsu. He has no boxing. How do you open the door in the States? There's probably no door because they stole it or something, right? That's the state of the States. How do you open the door?
Lights are good.
You have a doorbell, right, or something?
Yeah, I have a doorbell.
This guy said Magic has a phone to answer his door. Yeah, of course I have, because it's a building, not like in the States. Most people live in a individual house, right? But not in the cities. Like you live in an individual house.
I'm moving into one tomorrow. Actually, I just bought one.
So you didn't tell me.
Yeah, I did. I told you like a few weeks ago I was buying a house.
No, you said maybe, and then you said you hoped. Andrew's such a liar, guys. You cannot trust this guy for anything. Oh, congratulations, Andrew. You are a new homeowner.
Mm-hmm.
It's all like downhill from here. Marriage, the kids.
Yeah.
Then you stop betting.
No,
Suddenly
that'll
you are
never happen.
6. Suddenly you are 60
I'll
on the
be
porch.
betting on my deathbed.
Yeah, probably not.
I'll be like, bring me the computer.
Yeah,
I think you should keep this one.
Those 25 are mine, Andrew.
Yeah, I don't even think we
These
can.
25, we are not sharing them. Thank you very much. I don't know who you are. What's your Twitter at?
No, this guy's getting blocked. Gives you like such a nice compliment and doesn't even say a word about me. He's already
Bro,
blocked.
someone called you sexy.
They never heard from him again.
Someone called you sexy.
That was nice.
I don't know what's that. What's that?
It's like a sex pill.
What the fuck are you taking in the States, bro? I didn't even know that existed. It's like Viagra here.
Yeah, it's the same thing. All right, let's wrap this up. Thank you guys. We'll see you soon. Good luck Saturday. This was a good episode. We better get a lot of likes. You guys have been doing this dirty lately.
I'm going to get here. Maybe if we do next week like the guest episode, I'm going to get here my baseball guy, super sharp guy. He looks like Pitbull. You know Pitbull?
Like who?
Pitbull.
Yeah.
Not the fake Pitbull. Pitbull like the real one, Mr. Worldwide. You know, it's international love. Yeah, you know Pitbull.
Yeah.
Probably big Pitbull guy like Jorge Masvidal. He's always listening to Pitbull in embedded in the car.
That's right.
Yeah, he's going to come here and give some baseball tips. Maybe next week.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Anything else? Bye.
Bye. See you next